If your clock is drifting or refusing to sync, you're in the right place. In this video, you'll check the built-in time settings, reset the Windows time service, and point Windows to reliable NTP servers, with help from windowsforum.com. First, you want to get to the clock settings, because that's where Windows handles automatic time and time zone behavior. You're in Settings now, then you click Time and Language, and then Date and Time. If the clock is only slightly off, this page is often where the problem starts. Now you're checking the automatic time options on the Date and Time screen, which matters because Windows needs the correct zone and sync behavior to stay accurate. On screen, you can see the relevant settings page, so confirm the automatic options are enabled and the time zone matches your region. If the time still looks wrong, the usual pitfall is a bad time zone, so fix that first before moving on. This manual sync gives Windows a quick chance to pull a fresh time update right away. You're clicking Sync now on the same settings page, and if it succeeds, Windows will update the last successful sync time. If nothing changes or you get an error, don't stop here, just move on to restarting the time service. You're opening command prompt with administrator rights because the time service commands need elevated access to work. On screen, you search for CMD, then right-click command prompt and choose Run as Administrator, and that shield icon is your clue that this is an elevated launch. If the admin option doesn't appear, make sure you're signed in with an account that has administrator permissions. This user account control prompt is what actually allows the elevated console to start. You click Yes so command prompt can run with administrator rights and make the service changes Windows needs. If the prompt disappears or you clicked No, just reopen command prompt as administrator and approve it again. Now, you're resetting the Windows time service so Windows can rebuild its time sync components cleanly. In command prompt, you run netstop w32 time, then w32tm/unregister, w32tm/register, netstart w32 time, and finally w32tm/resync. If one command complains, keep going in order, because the service often needs the full reset before it syncs correctly. Here, you're pointing Windows at reliable NTP servers, which helps when the default source is unreachable or misbehaving. You run the manual peerless command with time.windows.com and pool.ntp.org, then stop and start the time service and finish with a resync. If the server list doesn't take effect, the usual fix is to run the command exactly as shown and then restart the service again. This final check confirms whether Windows is actually pulling time from the right source. You run w32tm/query/status first, then w32tm/query/configuration to see the current time service setup. If the status still looks wrong, the key things to watch are the source and last sync time, because those tell you whether the clock is really updating. Once you've finished, your system should have a much better chance of staying accurate after a restart. If you want more Windows fixes like this, windowsforum.com has you covered.